semifinal game between Morgan Park and Lyons Township. Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Aprati with the IHSA television network. Both teams suffered losses in their semifinal game in the final seconds of their games. Morgan Park lost by 3 points to Thornwood and Lyons Township by 1 against Schaumburg. Tonight both of these teams are playing for pride, and to see how each one of them match up, here are your announcers, Casey Kaler and Matt Tapehorn.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa, and indeed that's the big question here this evening. Which one of these teams, Lyons Township, they just finished their game less than 4 hours ago, that 1 point loss to Schaumburg, or Morgan Park, tough loss to Eddie Curry and Thornwood in the first semifinal game today by just 3. Which one of these teams will have any gas left in the tank after a tough emotional and physical loss in the semifinal round? I'm joined by my partner, Matt Tapehorn, and Matt, it's going to be tough for both these teams coming back here. Both had aspirations to get to the title game.
Absolutely. They wanted to play for the championship down here. This game is more for pride than anything else, but we're going to have a competitive game nonetheless. Both these teams will come out ready to play.
Now let's take a look at how both these teams advance to this third place game, the road to Peoria, if you will. First for the Lyons Township Lions. I mentioned that tough loss in the semifinal game by a point to Schaumburg. In that game, they were led by Jim Maley at 26 points and 5 rebounds. You see the victory in the quarterfinals over Moline, and they got here to Peoria with the super sectional win over St. Patrick. Now taking a look at the Morgan Park Mustangs, a tough loss in the semifinals to Eddie Curry and Thornwood. 3-point loss there in the game. Brown and Carter led the way with 12 points apiece. They beat Alton in the quarterfinals and then knocked off Crane in the Public League Championship game to advance here to Peoria. Taking a look at the key players in this game, a couple of guys that have been outstanding for their respective teams all tournament long. The junior 6'4" Jim Maley for Lyons Township.
Yeah, Maley's done a great job. He really put the team on his back in that game against Schaumburg. Almost single-handedly brought him back with a 26-point performance, and he's been a key to their season all year long, averaging about 17 points a game. Here we see in the 2 ball games here down in Peoria, he scored 35 points, shooting 50% from the field with 11 rebounds and 5 steals. Very active junior to go along with Cortez Forte, the dynamic duo for Lyons Township.
And for Morgan Park, they've been led by 6'6" senior Quinnell Brown. He's had an outstanding tournament, scored just 12 points in the semifinal loss to Thornwood, but has been outstanding.
Absolutely, and down the stretch in that game against Thornwood was very key. As we see in the 2 games, he's got 28 points, 8 out of 15 from the field, 7 rebounds, and 12 for 12 from the free throw line, those coming in the first quarterfinal ball game.
So the question now is for Lyons Township, Conte Stamus, their head coach, coming off of a loss just literally about 3.5 hours ago to Schaumburg. What are the keys for them here in this third place game to go home with a third place trophy?
Well, that's a big point right there. First of all, they have to have a quick turnaround. As you said, only a 4-hour difference between the last time they finished the ball game and this third place game. They need to play pressure defense. Morgan Park is committing a lot of turnovers in this, and they also need to rebound. You look at Morgan Park, they need to regroup. A tough loss, disappointing. They wanted to come down here for the championship. They need to limit those turnovers and punch the ball inside to take advantage of their size.
All right, we're looking forward to a competitive third place game. We'll be back with the introduction of the players and the opening tip-off after these messages from your local station. Welcome back here to Carver Arena at the Peoria Civic Center on this St. Patrick's night as we get set for the third place game. For the introduction of the players in tonight's game, let's send it to our public address announcer, Paul Herzog.
On behalf of the Illinois High School Association of the City of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness. Tonight's Class AA third place game in Carver Arena. features the Lyon Township Lions, a record of 28-4. And the Morgan Park Mustangs, a record of 25-7. Let's meet the starting lineups for this contest. At a forward for LaGrange, a 6'6" junior, number 20, Jim Maley. At a forward for the Mustangs of Morgan Park, a 6'5" senior, 32, Linnell Ingram. Another forward for the Lions, a 6'4" junior, number 40, Cortez Forte. At a forward for the Mustangs, a 6'5" junior, 24, Duran Taylor. At center for Lyons Township, a 6'6" senior, number 50, Grant Johnson. At center for the Mustangs, a 6'8" senior, 55, Jonathan Bird. The guard for the Lions, 6'3" senior, number 3, A.J. Elodie. The guard for the Mustangs, a 6'2" senior, number 15, Clarence Kelly. The other guard for Lyons Township, a 5'11" senior, number 25, Tom Scavuzzo. The other guard from Morgan Park, a 6'2" senior, 21, O'Neill Carter. Head coach for Lyons Township in his 7th season of coaching, his 2nd at LaGrange, a record of 37-20, Conte Stamus. Head coach for Morgan Park in his 17th season, a record of 274-171, Herbert Ray. No other state in America can claim the rich history and traditions.
All right, let's reset the starting lineups for you. A little bit of a change in the Morgan Park starting lineup. But first, let's take a look at the Lyons Township starting lineup. In the backcourt, A.J. Elodie and Tom Scavuzzo. On the front line, it's Jim Maley, Cortez Forte, and Grant Johnson. And now taking a look at the starters for Morgan Park. The lineup looks like this. Kelly and Carter in the backcourt. Bird and Ingram on the front line as normal, but missing here tonight, the outstanding senior Quinnell Brown. In his spot, Duran Taylor gets the start. No Quinnell Brown, and we don't just actually.
Quinnell Brown just arrived, as did Marcus Arnold. They ran right into the huddle just as they were trying to break for the jump ball. So not sure where they were, but they're here for the start of the ball game.
Let's see our officials for tonight's game: Fred Allman, Thomas Flynn, and Wayne Layer. Morgan Park in their home whites. Lyons Township in their road blues, and the Lions win the opening tip. This is Scavuzzo out front with a dribble. Elodie now feeding the high post. Turnaround jumper by Maley, rimmed out long, and there with a rebound is Ingram. Well, Morgan Park obviously heartbroken that they suffered the loss to Thornwood. How about the Lyons Township Lions? A couple times in that game against Schaumburg, looked like they were going to get plumb blown out of the joint. And they came back 2 or 3 different times to make it a 1-point game.
They were down by 10 points a couple of occasions, but again, Jim Maley really put that team on his back and almost pulled out the victory, but hard-fought battle, and they're here in the 3rd place game only 4 hours later.
Yeah, I mean, that game, as you said, wrapped up at 2:45, and we're not quite to 6:45. Baseline 3, good by Maley.
That may have helped Maley as he's still warmed up from the last ball game.
If you count the super sectional game, which in the official IHSA scoring for the tournament they do, Maley averaging 15 points in 3 games coming into this one, 45 points in the 3 games, including the super sectional and then the quarterfinal and semifinal game. Out front, this is Kelly on the float. Hit it coming down the lane.
More active offensively. I've seen Clarence Kelly in this entire tournament so far, but in the 3rd place game, playing a little bit more loose, looking for his scoring opportunities.
Elodie with a cross-court pass. This is Forte with a baseline jump that wouldn't go down. Nice tip by Taylor into the hands of Carter. O'Neill Carter penetrating the lane, and his pass intended down low for Taylor, tipped out of bounds. So it'll be Morgan Park basketball just underway here in this 3rd place game. You get a look of Herbert Ray, the head coach of Morgan Park. Outstanding season they've had, 25-7 coming into this
third place contest. Jonathan Bird with a nice turnaround. Bird had a good game in the semifinal.
What a luxury for Bird. He's not going up against a guy that's 6'11", 290.
It must seem like a day off, huh?
He played very well, I thought, earlier in the semifinal game against Eddie Curry. Just a little bit too much size for Thornton, wore him out.
Here's Elodie taking it inside. He traveled with a basketball before the collision. And Morgan Park will come back the other way. Down.
I said Thornton, that's actually Thornwood, of course. Eddie Curry and the #1 Thornwood Thundercats.
Slipped that one right by.
There's so many of those Thorn schools in the Chicago area.
This is Kelly picking it up against the 1-3-1 zone. Baseline Taylor. Taylor getting the start for Quinnell Brown, who was a little late arriving to the arena tonight. On the drive, Kelly, and whistle and a turnover against the Mustangs. Traveling violation.
Lane.
Scavuzzo across the line. This is Elodie now out front. Forte. Free to the line to Maley. Maley will be back next year, just a junior.
As will Forte. They're going to have a couple of great players back to this ball club next year.
How about it? Maley's jumper wouldn't go down. And the rebound kicked out front. This is Kelly. Better watch from behind. Johnson trying to pick his pocket. And then the dribble looked like it went off the foot of Kelly. But they say it was last touched by Scavuzzo. And it'll be Morgan Park basketball. Carter with, go ahead.
Both teams in a 1-2-2, 1-3-1 type of zone defense. Save a little energy as they're playing their second ball game of the day.
Baseline drive by Kelly is shot off the mark. Yeah, the Lyons, Township Lions, they've been, from the first game I saw them play this year, the super sectional game, they love that 1-3-1 zone. Baseline drive, Forte, he gets his first hoop of the night. And LaGrange taking the early lead back. Not quite midway through this first quarter. Ingram in the lane, and we've got a whistle before the shot on the foul on the floor, says the official here on the left wing. And the foul's going on A.J. Elodie, his first. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 4:37 remaining first quarter. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by Midwest Dairy Association, on behalf of your local dairy farmers, the power of cheese.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Don't even think about it. Why do we always have to wait for the captain? Let's eat! The power of a cheese.
Well, there you get a look at the tale of the two cities involved here. Of course, Morgan Park from Chicago, Lyons Township from in LaGrange, both in Cook County, and Lyons Township from the Western Suburban Silver Conference. Of course, Morgan Park Public League champions. And they're both playing for the third place trophy here tonight, both losing tough, heartbreaking semifinal games this afternoon. Schaumburg knocking off Lyons Township by just a point, and Morgan Park in the first semifinal game falling to Eddie Curry and Thornwood by 3 in a game that they were up 10 with 36 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and the most impressive thing about that, though, is that Thornwood did not panic. They stayed within their game plan, got the ball inside to Curry, and that also opened up some three-point shot opportunities by Melvin Buckley from the perimeter. He knocked down 2 big threes in that fourth quarter.
This is Taylor getting the start for Brown. Missed the shot from three-point range. Here's a steal by Kelly. Heads-up play, 2-on-1. Back to Taylor. Count it.
Good job defensively by Kelly, recognizing that outlet pass. picked that one off and got an easy 2.
He was laying in the weeds on that, wasn't he? Made
Absolutely.
a nice break on the ball, like a free safety back there. Elodie out front. He'll pop a 3. That one wouldn't go. And the rebound spiked out of bounds by Forte, so it's Morgan Park basketball. And at the scorer's table, he may have been late arriving, but I got a feeling he'll put on a show before the night's over. Quinnell Brown, the 6'6" All-Stater, is selected by both the Sun-Times and the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association. First team All-Stater on the floor now for the first time tonight here in this third place game midway through the first quarter.
And again, he's been relatively quiet in this tournament by all standards, but do expect big things out of him in the future.
Shot inside goes for Carter. Yeah, in this tournament, including the Public League Championship game, which factor into the official IHSA tournament stats for Morgan Park, Brown with 26 points in that championship game. He had 16 in the quarterfinal win over Alton, and then 12 in that semifinal loss to Thornwood. Johnson with the rebound. Deep 3 by Elodie. Are you kidding me? He was about 6 feet off the line.
Well, that's what happens sometimes. When you're a little tired, you'll settle for jump shots a little earlier in the offense. That time Elodie from about 2 feet, 3 feet beyond the line.
Well, this Lyons Township team has to be just totally gassed after the battle that they had to wage, coming back 2 or 3 different times to make it a 1-point game against Schaumburg. Right side now, this is Kelly dancing with the dribble, picks it up, cross-court pass to Carter. Being bodied by Elodie, baseline to Ingram. They feed it inside, and the shot no good by Kelly, but the whistle and a foul.
Good pass on the opposite block that time by Quinnell Brown as he drew the attention of the defense on his side and whipped it across the lane to Kelly, who was streaking to the basket, and he almost got the 3-point play.
Clarence Kelly, we've talked about the academic standing and prowess of Jonathan Bird. Clarence Kelly, an excellent student in his own right at Morgan Park, has a 3.5 grade point average. He's a 6'5" senior, averaging 6.5 points, a 55% free throw shooter on the season. Missed the first and ends up missing a pair.
One out of 2.
Yeah. Everybody else was paying attention. Thank you very much.
That's right.
First he rimmed it in.
He'll help you out with the math with that 3.5 GPA.
I was calculating his GPA, exactly. Shot inside on the turnaround by Johnson is good. Two-point lead for the Mustangs from Morgan Park. This is Quinnell Brown now. Floats a pass left side, 3-pointer on the way by Carter. Rebound Kelly, jump hook, no. Rebound Ingram, yes, and 1.
And that's that size disparity that Morgan Park has over Lyons Township. Again, Clarence Kelly very active on the offensive end, going hard to the basket. A little short on the jump hook inside, but Adele Ingram inside with the offensive rebound and putback.
Foul went on Forte, his first, team foul number 3 on LaGrange, Lyons Township High School. Out front is Elodie. This is Scavuzzo, now to Forte. They swing it back to Elodie. Thought about taking the 3, gives it up instead to Johnson. Back to Elodie, knocked down by Carter, no call. Nice hustle and save by Johnson inside, and he gets it back. Johnson giving up the body here early in this third place game.
Yeah, great hustle by both these teams. Great job of coming out here and laying it on the line here in the third place game.
Left side, Scavuzzo. Elodie with a nice pass to Melee. He's free and will try to pop the 3. Ingram did a good job getting a hand up on him. Scavuzzo, 3-point bomb, no. Johnson's tip wouldn't go, and Bird comes away with the board. This is Carter into the front court. Nice baseline feed to Ingram, a little out of control. He ran through Scavuzzo. He got a break, though. Scavuzzo whistled for the blocking call. He might have been a little late arriving on the scene.
A good transition break that time by Morgan Park off the rebound by Bird. Got it out to O'Neal Carter, who got it down the floor quickly. Adele Ingram going hard to the basket, through the foul.
To inbound on the baseline is Kelly, out to Carter now. Got a minute 20 left to go here in the first quarter. And Morgan Park with a 5-point lead. This is Jonathan Bird trying to feed the post to Brown. He got pushed in the back from behind by Grant Johnson, and Johnson will be whistled for the foul.
A little late call that time by the official, but the correct call nonetheless. A little bit of a change here in the defensive setup by Lyons Township. They've moved Cortez Forte down to the baseline as opposed to the point on the 1-3-1 or 1-2-2 zone set. I think that's due to the size disparity that Morgan Park has over Lyons Township.
Chris Green checks in. A.J. Elodie checks out. Morgan Park gets it into Brown. Jumper down low wouldn't go. Green with a rebound, threw it away. Nice stave by Ingram.
Oh,
Jam followed by Brown after the miss from Kelly.
good aggressive action that time on the offensive boards by Morgan Park. Just staying after a tough cross-court pass underneath the basket there by Lyons to try to clear the rebound.
That's the first two for Brown of the game. Brown with a nice tip out there on the defensive end. Ahead to Kelly. Races to Carter. Reverse layup erased by Forte, and Forte whistled for his second personal foul. And all of a sudden, Lyons Township in some serious foul trouble as a team. I believe that is their 6th team foul now, and said the second on Forte. As you said, with Morgan Park so big and strong inside, Lyons Township's got their hands full, and they've already got 16 fouls. Morgan Park hasn't been hit with any yet.
And the reason for that is Lyons Township is settling for that jump shot from the outside, taking a lot of three-point shots. They're 1 out of 4 so far in the ball game from three-point range, and Morgan Park is content, as we talked about, the key to the game is punching that ball down inside.
15-7 now. Morgan Park up 8. We got 40 seconds left to go here in the first. This is Maley on the right side. Scavuzzo holding out front. To Forte. They're working around the perimeter looking for a good shot. They're packing it in at Morgan Park. They get one inside.
Good pass inside and good action that time by Grant Johnson to run the baseline and find the opening, get the ball and lay it in.
Johnson with 4 first quarter points. He's only averaging 5 per game coming in. Right side as they play for the last shot of the quarter. You can hear head coach Herbert Ray counting it out. Here's a desperation shot at the basket after a bad pass, and shot from Maley won't go, and we end the first quarter. Morgan Park up 6. We'll be back with the second quarter after these words from your local station. Welcome back here to Carver Arena at the Peoria Civic Center. What you just saw there, that pass that went, I believe, was the 3rd place game. The first was the semifinal game when Quincy was down here with Bruce Douglas. Douglas with that sensational pass back to Huseman, who hit the shot to give him the title in the 3rd place game. And they lost that semifinal game on a similar type play when the shot that you saw by Bruce Douglas just kind of hung on the rim.
I remember that well. I was at that ball game as well, and exciting to the finish.
There you get a look at the early shooting for both teams. Morgan Park a little hotter hand here as we get started to begin the second quarter. Here's a 3 top of the key to get things going for Hawkins.
Hawkins right in the ball game. Didn't hesitate to hit that three-point shot just as he did in the semifinal game. As soon as he got in there, he knocked one in.
No sense being bashful. Let it fly. Scavuzzo thought about the three. Goes to Maley in the lane. He gets it to Forte. This is Green holding right side. Quick pass back over to Scavuzzo. So working around the 2-on-2 zone for the Mustangs. Scavuzzo's three wouldn't go down. And the Morgan Park Mustangs coming back the other way. Motoring front court is Carter. Here's a three by Ingram. He thought he'd get in the act. Bird with a rebound follow. No, again, and it goes.
And again, that inside height advantage for Morgan Park. Gives them second chance opportunities, not once but twice. And Jonathan Bird was able to lay in the little easy shot.
They extend their lead now to 20-9. Largest lead of the first half here. Early second quarter. Right side is Green. Back quickly to Scavuzzo. Baseline jumper on the way by Forte. A rebound tipped and controlled by Carter. Had it stripped from behind. A nice hustle on the play by Lyons Township. Brian Potter, who just checked into the game. Grant Johnson returns for Lyons Township. Haloti returns, and Green and Potter come to the bench.
So far in this ball game, 4 out of 16 from the field for Lyons Township, and between Forte and Maley, they're 2 for 10. So a little slow start for them offensively.
Out front with a dribble is Hawkins. He's their best three-point shooter. You saw him just hit a three earlier. Right side is Brown to Carter. Hawkins, he'll pop another three. Got a little arc under it, but it wouldn't go down. And Forte's there to corral the rebound.
Morgan Park's done a good job of sitting back in this 2-1-2 zone defense, forcing Lyons Township to settle for the outside three-point shot.
Forte with a floater on the baseline, blocked by Carter. A whistle and a foul on Carter as Bird came over to help out.
Yeah, O'Neal Carter caught him on the arm that time. He was going up for the baseline jumper. Jonathan Bird has done a great job of flying at those shots by Forte on the baseline and really causing him some problems.
Morgan Park, we've played 10 minutes in this game, and they pick up their first team foul. But again, as you said, in large part, it's a case where the Lions from Lyons Township High School haven't been attacking the basket.
Exactly. They're settling for that jump shot. And again, you know, the 4-hour time frame that they had the rest from the previous game, a lot of times you'll settle for that shot when your legs are tired.
So Forte buries a pair of free throws to make it a 9-point game. 20-11, the advantage for Morgan Park. This is Hawkins. Baseline pass to Brown.
Get a little commentary from the coaches on the Morgan Park side.
Yeah.
Helping us out here.
That assistant coach that you hear in our headset is Craig Adams, who is very vocal on the bench for Morgan Park. He's almost actually sitting at our broadcast table. We're that close.
Well, this is actually the third game that you and I have done with Morgan Park, and the one thing that I've been impressed with is the job that the Morgan Park coaches do. They really have this team under control.
They do.
Well-coached team, and that's usually a formula for success for the Chicago public teams to get down here to state.
I was kidding Craig Adams at the super sectional game, or actually when we got down here to Peoria, when they played their public league championship game as Bird hit the shot. I was joking because when I first showed up at the public league championship game, not necessarily knowing who the head coach was, he was playing the part. He was doing more standing up and yelling on the sideline than head coach Herbert Ray, who's a little bit more reserved on the Morgan Park bench. Scramble for it down low on the baseline, and jump ball is the call. Possession arrow favoring Lyons Township, so they will maintain possession.
Yeah, leave no doubt, though, when it comes crunch time, Herbert Ray is the guy who makes the calls on the team.
Oh, there's no question about it, yeah. And Adams was quick to point that out, but on first blush, at least in that public league game, he looked like he was the man.
Good job inside by Potter there to take it strong to the hoop and draw the foul. Good up and under move against Jonathan Bird. That'll be Bird's first and the team's second.
Well, they've done a good job, the coaching staff, as you said here, at Morgan Park. This group of seniors, the 8 seniors that are on this team, so much wanted to knock off Thornwood and get to the state title game with a chance to win it. They won the public league championship as freshmen and sophomores. And then, of course, winning it this year as seniors, the varsity public league championship. So they've done a good job at all levels there for the last couple of years at Morgan Park. We've got a timeout on the floor with 5 minutes straight up left to go here in the second. You're tuned to the IHSA TV network.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Welcome back here to the Peoria Civic Center, Carver Arena, the third place game. You get a look at the team stats coming into this game. You see the differential at the pace with which the two teams like to play. Morgan Park, obviously a much more up-tempo team than Lyons Township.
Yeah, that average height differential is a little bit, you know, closer than one might think, but you also have Jim Maley at 6'6" and about 170 pounds, 180 pounds, and Cortez Forte at 6'4", 170. Those are some of their bigger players, but a little bit more lean in their build compared to what the Morgan Park size has been.
Yeah, Maley at 6'6" is really more of a two-guard than anything else, and Forte plays the role of small forward on this team. Officially, I guess you'd say Johnson's their center, Forte's the power forward, and Maley the small forward, but Maley likes to shoot the three. And right wing now, as we resume action, was Brown. To the point, they got it to Nixon, who just checked in. Bird inside, point-blank range shot wouldn't go. He gets it back and lays it in.
It didn't really go after that offensive rebound that aggressively. It's just with that size. Again, at 6'8", Jonathan Bird has a wingspan probably closer to about 6'10", 6'11", so he just reached his hands up and grabbed that one and kept it up high and put it back in.
Morgan Park doing a good job hustling on the defensive end, almost forced a turnover. This is Potter inside. He was raked across the arms from behind by Arnold. So the junior, Marcus Arnold, picks up his first personal. And at the free throw line is Potter. Potter 2 for 2 from the stripe tonight.
He's getting him some lift inside off the bench, really taking it to the hole aggressively and drawing the foul.
And he's hit 3 in a row to start. Cutting the Morgan Park lead now to 10. Potter's a senior, 6'5". Second free throw good as well. So he's got 4 here in the first half. In fact, that ties him for team scoring honors with Grant Johnson now. They need to get Maley and Forte somehow on track.
Well, they're drawing a lot of attention from the Morgan Park defenders as well, but again, they haven't really gotten close enough to the basket where they've been able to do some damage.
Marcus Arnold going to work down low with a turnaround. Missing short. Potter's there for the board. And Scavuzzo will slowly bring it into the front court. They really only run when they've got a run out at the other end. They've got somebody wide open, they'll take a fast break. But other than that, they play a very deliberate style to the Lyons Township High School Lions. Elodie was not happy with Scavuzzo on that pass.
Not in sync so far in the ball game, but
well, it's been a long day.
It has been. They're starting to get a little tired, but
yeah,
both teams still trying to come out and pull this game out and go back with the third place trophy.
Tell me, as a kid, when you were growing up watching the IHSA state tournament on TV, get a look at the early shooting percentage and the differential there. Morgan Park doing a much better job, but didn't you as a kid when you watched the tournament? For me, I never felt any more empathy or sympathy or for the team that lost twice on that final day.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you get down here and you're so successful throughout the whole season to have 2 losses in one day when, you know, both these teams maybe have 5 or 6 losses on the season. You know, it's hard to really come by.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Lyons Township coming down here was 27-3, 28-3 after the quarterfinal, and then losing in the semifinal to Schaumburg. Elodie with it on the right side.
But this game's probably the most relaxed both these two teams have been throughout the weekend here in Peoria.
Exactly. Pressure
play a little
off.
loose.
Haley holding, stripped to the ball by Nixon. Nixon into the front court. He gives it up. Baseline. Arnold. Jam wouldn't go down, and it's put back and in.
And a foul.
Brown with a chance for the three-point play.
Bailey did a good job in the transition originally of getting a piece of the ball as Marcus Arnold went up for the dunk. See Bailey come up from behind, actually grabbed a piece of his arm, and then Quinnell Brown is right on the spot and was able to lay it back in.
Brown got hacked, and that's not good news. Forte picks up his third personal foul.
And that's again an indication of maybe tired legs and not getting up high enough. And Forte, again, on the defensive end, majority of the time is that top man really active and creates a lot of offense, but a little slower here in this ball game.
Three-point play for Brown, and it's 27-15 now. Melody on the right side. Swing it left baseline. Forte's jumper wouldn't go down. Losing the handle on the rebound was Brown, and Forte had a volleyball tip to him, and he put it home.
Yeah, Potter again inside, kept that ball alive. Nice little tip as the ball kind of hung around the back of Quinnell Brown's head. Good job by Forte to lay it back up and in.
The guys that aren't ordinarily, or hadn't ordinarily gotten a lot of playing time. There's one right there. Hawkins with the three, big three for him. Nixon, this is the first time we've seen him in their 4 tournament games, counting the Public League Championship game, on the floor for Morgan Park. Forte going to work on a double team. I believe Arnold got a piece of it.
And that double team was 6'8" Arnold, 6'6" Quinnell Brown.
Yeah, they both got some, packaged some punch on those frames. There's Brown, looked like he walked, gets it in the corner. Hawkins another three, let it be. He's hit
spot.
3 in a row.
Same spot, same result, nothing but net.
So he's come off the bench and delivered 9 points to the Morgan Park cause. They've almost doubled the score here on Lyons Township, 33-17 now. Lodi right side. In trouble, cross-court feed, Scavuzzo, spot up 3, no, and the rebound. Held down by the little guy Hawkins inside. This is Jonathan Bird going to work. Lost the handle, tipped into the hands of Arnold, who laid it in.
Morgan Park fortunate to come up with that ball. They had Jonathan Benner trying to penetrate from the wing. A little unfamiliar territory by the 6'8" big man from the inside for Morgan Park.
No-look feed from Maley intended inside for Potter. Potter didn't see it coming. And we'll go back the other way.
Potter certainly wasn't expecting that pass from Maley. A little look-away pass.
6 turnovers on the evening for Lyons compared to just 2 for Morgan Park. As the Mustangs have done a better job taking care of the basketball here in this 3rd place game. Hawkins right side, thought about taking another 3. He'll do it now, deep 3, that one wouldn't go down. And the rebound saved by Brown. This is Nixon. They say that we've got a whistle and a foul going on Alodi.
They won in bonus opportunity. Going to the line for Jeremy Nixon.
Lodi with the push, picking up his 3rd personal. So Lodi's got 3. Forte's got 3. Mustangs up 18 points and chance to build on the lead. Nixon, free throw rimmed out. Rebound, putback on the way, wouldn't go down from Morgan Park's Owens, who's seeing his first minutes of tournament action here on the Peoria Civic Center floor.
And that's only the 4th team foul here in the first half for Morgan Park, so still no 1 bonus opportunity for Lyons Township.
Now they extend the pressure. 1-2-2, 3-quarter trap. Baseline on the drive. Forte missed the reverse layup. Potter got the rebound, but had it swatted away from behind. Good hustle coming down on defense was Nixon.
Potter's been one of the most active players for Lyons and the senior, this being his last ball game in a Lyons uniform.
Going for the steal out front was Hawkins.
Another substitution in the ball game, Rashawn Jones for Morgan Park.
Hawkins checks out as Jones checks in. 14 seconds now all that remain here in the first half. Lyons Township needing a hoop of some variety. They go baseline. Forte will get it done.
Forte finally gets one to go down.
Forte with 8 now. Shot, will he get it off? At the buzzer, double clutch by Nixon, wouldn't go. And we end the first half, a big first half for Morgan Park. They may have been late arriving, but they have been not very late in showing their game here in this first half as they jump out to a 16-point lead. Hawkins coming off the bench with 3 threes in that second quarter was huge for Morgan Park. And our sideline reporter, Lisa Prati, has Morgan Park head coach Herbert Ray. Lisa?
Coach, strong on defense, forcing Lyons Township to shoot from the outside.
Right, well, that's our plan right here, but we got to get out on their shooters. Fortunately, they haven't been shooting well. We want to pack it in a little bit and run at the shooter that they have on this corner here. I can't say anything. The guys come back ready to play tonight.
Okay, great, Coach. Good luck with the second half.
All right.
Right now, that was Herbert Ray, head coach for Morgan Park. 35-19 at the half. Back to you, Casey.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa. And again, Hawkins, and like Herbert Ray said, I imagine he was a little worried, wondering how this team would perform, given the fact that when we went on the air, there were only about 4 or 5 Morgan Park players actually on the floor. The guys were late arriving, but once they got here, they came ready to play.
Yeah.
And Herbert Ray's pretty happy with the way his team has bounced back because it was a heartbreaking loss to Thornwood. They really had their sights set on knocking off Eddie Curry and Thornwood.
They're playing very loose in this third place game. You can tell that Lyons is a step slow out there, a little tired maybe from that only 4-hour time to recuperate.
All right, we'll be back with more of our halftime show. Don't go away. We've got the second half coming up, and of course the championship game tonight to crown this year's state champion. It'll be Eddie Curry and Thornwood taking on Schaumburg. That game following this one. You're listening to, tuned to the IHSA TV network.
Daddy, can I have some cheese?
Sure, honey.
This is my friend.
Welcome back here to Carver Arena at the Peoria Civic Center. You see our score there at halftime. Along with Matt Taphorn, I'm Casey Kaler as we welcome you back here. Halftime of this third place game. Morgan Park Mustangs taking on the Lions from Lyons Township. And the Mustangs, as we said, a little late arriving here tonight for the third place game, but they were ready to play once everybody was suited up and got going here. Did a good job of taking care of the basketball and a good job capitalizing on their size advantage, taking care of business on the glass.
Yeah, too strong inside with a 16-point lead. And we'll take a look at the stats here in a moment, and we'll see exactly the reason why. And there's a disparity amongst a lot of different areas. Field goal percentage-wise, we've got Morgan Park shooting 47%, only 27% for Lyons Township. 3 out of 9 from three-point range. Those three-pointers coming off the hands of Charlie Hawkins. And from the rebounds, again, the disparity 21-13 and only 3 turnovers, most importantly for Morgan Park, a team that coming in had 18 turnovers a game in the first 2 ball games.
Yeah, the turnover factor was huge in the first half. They did take care of business, took care of the basketball, and right now they're taking care of Lyons Township with a big lead here at halftime. If you take a look at the top scorers in the first half of play for both Morgan Park and Lyons Township, you see that Joseph Forte, well, that would be
North
Carolina's
Joseph Forte.
I wondered when I was going to make that slip here in this tournament. Cortez Forte with 8 points. Morgan Park, Hawkins leading the way there with 9. 3 3-point bombs in that second quarter. Jonathan Bird's been a factor for him, not only tonight, but all tournament long. He's got 8. Arnold with 4 to lead the way for Morgan Park. But how about Jonathan Bird? He's got to feel like he's on a little bit of a paid holiday tonight after battling all afternoon with Eddie Curry. Curry, who outweighs him by 85 pounds. He's up against a lineup much smaller. Their biggest guy, really 6'6" inside.
But he's really not playing any differently tonight than he did in the semifinal game earlier today. He's really taking the action to the basket, just going up against Curry at 6'11", 290, a little bit tougher task, but he's being aggressive on the offensive end still.
All right, we're looking forward to an exciting second half as well. And our sideline reporter, Lisa Prati, has a guest. Lisa?
I'm here with the head coach from Lyons Township, Conti Stamus. And Coach Stamus, your team obviously having a hard time getting inside Morgan Park, doing a great job defensively, but also some of your top shooters just aren't performing in the first half.
I started to pick up the pen and go to the blackboard, and I put it down. It has nothing to do with X's and O's. We're really having a hard time dealing with what happened this morning. Our kids mentally are really struggling, and I think it's a mental thing right now, and I hope they snap out of it. But I just want them to play hard and finish up strong.
All right, thanks, Coach. Conte Stamos from Lyons Township right now. We're at the half, moments away from starting the second half. Score right now, 35-19. Watching everything right here on the IHSA television network. We'll be back right after these local messages.
Back to the Peoria Civic Center. The highlights were few and far between for Lyons Township in the first half, but they were aplenty for Morgan Park.
Only 6 baskets in the first half, 27%. Time they did get the ball inside to Grant Johnson there, and also to Cortez Forte. They were able to do some damage there on the rebound, dunked by Quinnell Brown, and then one of 3 3-pointers by Charlie Hawkins to lead the way with 9 points for Morgan Park in the first half.
Hawkins was splashing them home in that first half. There's our score at halftime. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter. You're tuned to the IHSA television network.
Think about it. Why do we always have to wait for the captain?
Let's eat!
Ah, the power of a cheese.
There you see the Mustangs huddle. Morgan Park breaking out here to start the third quarter of action. And they've got a 16-point lead on Lyons Township. Morgan Park will begin the third quarter with the basketball. It is Kelly, Carter, Bird, Brown, and Ingram to start the game here in the third quarter for Morgan Park. It's Scavuzzo, Elodie, Forte, Maley, and Johnson. So both teams beginning the third with their original starting lineup. Well, normal starting lineup for Morgan Park. Their original starting lineup here tonight included Taylor for Brown.
Lyons Township starting out a man-to-man defense that time down the floor, trying to change things up, as we heard Coach Conte Stamos there to come into the second half, or start the second half. He said he wanted to try to fire up his team, and maybe this is one way to do it, put them out in a man-to-man defense.
This is Forte. Scavuzzo now with it. You heard head coach Stamos. He said, boy, our team is just down from that semifinal loss. He said, I hope they can come back, recover, and put on a good effort here in the second half. On the drive is Quinnell Brown. Lost the handle, tried to save it. Tipped by Maley into the hands of Johnson. Johnson, the big fella, out on the break.
Let's go the other way.
Unfamiliar territory for Grant Johnson. The center trying to lead a one-on-two break. And that pass wouldn't go.
I don't think these two teams have enough energy to to get up and down the floor like they are to start the second half.
This is Forte leaving it for Maley, baseline. His shot not going down. Deep three from out front goes for Lodi.
And he kind of backpedals down the floor like that. That took about all the energy I had left to get that one up at the basket.
Lodi. Right side with it is Carter. This is Kelly, back to Carter. Nell Brown, the All-Stater, who's uncommitted as to where he'll be headed for college next fall, play some hoop. Kelly penetrates, leaves it for Carter. Baseline drive, blocked away, gets it back. Nice pass inside, Brown for the layup.
Good no-look pass that time by O'Neal Carter. Didn't give up on the play and found a wide-open Quinnell Brown inside for the easy lay-in.
So it took him almost 2 minutes to come up with their first hoop of the third quarter, but the Mustangs put it on the board, and they're up 15, 37-22. Here's a steal out front. Brown, what's he got in store? Two-hand rim rack and jam.
A little more traditional dunk that time. Those of you who turned in yesterday to our quarterfinal game may have missed a little bit more of a fancier dunk, that attempt by Quinnell Brown.
Yeah, exactly. That didn't go. He made sure he flushed that one down with both hands. Tried a little tomahawk with a little extra something on it yesterday that rimmed out on him.
He kind of looked over at Coach Herbert Ray after this last dunk and says, is that a little better?
Exactly. Out front is Kelly. Swings a pass right side to Ingram. 5:17 left to go here, third quarter. These two teams playing for the third place hardware. Turnaround baseline jump by Bird. Wouldn't go down over Johnson, but Johnson's there for the rebound.
Johnson did a good job there of holding his ground against the 6'8" Bird as he was going up for that shot over the top.
There's a kid who's done a good job all year long for Lyons Township. 6'6" senior, undersized inside, going up against some of these kids, but really fights inside, hustles, works hard. As we said yesterday, he's headed to Notre Dame on a baseball scholarship. He's an outstanding pitcher.
He's the guy who does all the dirty work inside, as Cortez Forte and Jim Maley get all the credit for scoring the points from the perimeter.
Baseline drive by Carter, sealed off. He kicks to his buddy Kelly for three, and it's good.
Guard-to-guard action that time between O'Neal Carter and Kelly. Knocking the big three-point shot. Now we have Morgan Park up by 20.
42-22, their largest lead of the night. Maley out front, penetrates, dumps off to his fellow junior Forte, who had the shot erased by Brown, Bird, and Ingram.
Take your pick.
Brown had a tip from behind, a Lodi long lead pass ahead to Johnson, maybe an extra step, but they'll give it to him on this third place game. Missed the shot. Maley was there for the rebound follow, but we've got a whistle and a foul going against Jim Maley.
And Johnson been up and down the floor a couple times here, just didn't have enough legs left to get that one up high off the glass.
Well, you can just see this Lions team. They are completely gassed. I mean, the way they fought in that semifinal game, coming back not once from a 16-point deficit, but twice to make it a one-point game, and they are gassed here in this third place game. There you see the score. You're tuned to the IHSA TV network. Welcome back here to Carver Arena in Peoria Civic Center. You're getting a look at some of the classic moments in 50 years of televising IHSA tournament play as we welcome you back here. That was Elgin and Marshall. Year unknown. Come on, you're a historian. I'm a pretty decent historian when it comes to the IHSA, but that one got by me.
Well, let's stick to the action at hand here. Morgan Park with a 20-point lead.
All right, there you get a look at the common foes for both teams.
We've said this many times. The LT Lions just seem to have not much gas left in the tank, and you can tell it by the looks on their faces and just their actions out there, their body language, that they're really struggling to get through this game.
Yeah, I think many of the Lions right now would almost rather be any place but where they're at right at this particular moment.
Well, the one place they sure would like to be is in the 8:30 game tonight.
Steal by the Mustangs, and this is Kelly into the front court. Well, certainly in the third place game, the advantage so much for the team that played first in that first semifinal game, because it's awfully tough in that short turnaround to come back and have anything in the tank.
Well, not only in the first semifinal game, but also the first quarterfinal game did Morgan Park play in, where Lyons Township played in the final quarterfinal game and then the second semifinal game.
Yeah, exactly. So it's magnified. You're absolutely right.
So they're almost playing in their third game within almost a 24-hour period.
Yeah. Well, third game certainly Friday night, Saturday. It is the third game
within 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours, because that was a late starting game on Friday night.
Grant Johnson inside for a big bucket again, pull within 18.
Out front, this is Carter to Kelly. Yeah, that's asking a lot. Play 3 games in basically 22 hours.
And Lyons Township, in the couple of holiday tournaments they played in this year, did not even play 2 games in 1 day, and that's typically what you'll see in some of the holiday tournament action.
Baseline drive wouldn't go on the reverse for Ingram. Whistle and a foul. He'll be headed to the stripe for 2. They say the foul is going on, we're calling it Forte. That's number 4 on Forte. So
just a step slow defensively has been Forte in picking up his 4th foul.
Well, you do have to really give Lyons credit for the way they did fight, though, in that semifinal game. I mean, there were a couple different times, didn't you think, in just watching it, thought, well, this game's over, after seeing what Schaumburg did the night before to Aurora West in the second half, running away from the defending champions, beating them 64-51. It looked like they were en route to a similar type victory against Lyons Township in that semifinal game this afternoon. They just would not give up.
And Schaumburg really had to feel fortunate to come away with a victory in that semifinal game. Lions really came back, put the pressure on them. Jim Maley had a great comeback effort, and they were able to knock down some free throws down the stretch and pull out the victory.
It'll be interesting to see how Schaumburg comes out. They've got a little bit more rest, but certainly they were in a dogfight with Lyons Township in the second semifinal game. You would think that the edge, maybe even stronger to Eddie Curry and Thornwood, given the fact they played that first semifinal game. It'll be interesting to see how Schaumburg comes out. Basket inside there from Chaput.
And I don't think Thornwood had to expend nearly as much energy as did Schaumburg in the victory in the semifinal round.
Jonathan Bird with a jumper through a double team. He wanted a foul. He's giving the official a little bit of a
He got hammered on the arm. I could hear the skin, the contact, even with the headphones on here at courtside.
Said, come on, sir, how about a little something for the effort? Here's a 3 left wing. That's off the mark, no good. A rebound tracked down. Johnson hustling to save it. Diving into the first row of seats here at courtside.
We've talked about this before. Grant Johnson, the senior, really giving his all in his final ball game here for Lyons Township.
Yeah, this team really plays hard. 45-26 the score right now. Advantage Morgan Park. Here's a 3, top of the key by Brown from downtown, no good.
Jonathan Burr with that long reach was able to get his hand on it, get the ball back for Morgan Park.
Harkins wants to go on the drive, make that Parker, and missed the layup. Should draw the foul.
Morgan Park intent to spread the offense now and get some penetration opportunities going to the basket.
There you get a look at A.J. Elodie. He was whistled for the foul. That's 4 on Elodie now. Team foul number 3 in the third quarter here on Lyons Township. Maloney will head to the bench. 4 personal fouls. Comes walking off slowly, being greeted by head coach Conti Stamus.
This ball game, the Lyons Township crowd hasn't been nearly as vocal as they were in the semifinal game either. I think most teams would just as soon get this ball game over with.
Well, Stamus really doing a great job at Lyons Township. As you get a look at the Morgan Park bench, there's Herbert Ray in his 16th season. You know what a guy, he teaches the vocational studies at Morgan Park, and he's taught drafting, taught shot, teaches auto, teaches all the vocational studies, also teaches drafting there at Morgan Park. Real gentleman, class guy. And it looks like they're en route to a third-place finish this year here in the 2001 IHSA AA tournament. Baseline jumper, good off the glass. Kissing it home was Chris Green. Minute 20 now left in the third. Out front on the dribble. Shot goes down for Carter.
Good little penetration, short-range jump shot from about 10 feet by O'Neal Carter. Carter now with 5 points in the ball game.
Scavuzzo, cross-court feed to Maley. Baseline jumper is Johnson. 16-footer wouldn't go down. Maley with a good hustle to keep it alive. Saves it to Scavuzzo, and Green will launch a spot-up 3 that's off to the right. And it goes out of bounds, air ball, turning it over to Morgan Park.
And Maley really struggling. Only 1 out of 5 in the ball game. 3 points after the 26-point performance in the semifinal game against Schaumburg.
Out front, dancing with the dribble is Carter. Left it for Brown, who replaces him on the point now. He goes on the drive against Maley. Shot on a run down the right side of the lane, no good. Scramble for the loose ball. Johnson did a good job throwing it off the body of Brown. Brown with a push before that, and he's whistled for the foul. Well, Johnson is certainly one kid on this floor right now for Lyons Township, who despite going through the war this afternoon, the semifinal loss to Schaumburg, is still out there laying it on the line. Green having trouble with the handle, almost had his pocket picked, now in desperation, turned and threw it away, but he gets it back. Quick lead pass ahead to Maley for an easy layup. A good heads-up play by Green. He had some problems, but he persevered through it and ended up with an assist on the play.
A little sloppy play there from both sides, but Maley ended up getting the lay-in.
Bach winding down here in the third. Deep 3, set shot by Ingram would go as the horn sounds. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of tonight's third-place game. You're tuned to the IHSA Television Network.
Emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance, real people, real answers, real quick.
Well, there you get a look at the stations on the IHSA network, televising this Class AA boys basketball tournament from the Peoria Civic Center and the cable stations as well. And we certainly appreciate all of those cable stations picking up the broadcast and the over-air stations that you saw earlier. It's going into over 4 million homes throughout the state of Illinois. America's original March Madness, and yet ahead. Oh, that is an interesting project to be working on in a game.
17-point game in third place. They may be sticking around to see the championship game.
Hey, that was a great shot, whoever spotted that one out. Little tiger, maybe that was a lion. That was a Lyons Township lion. Kid's coloring in a lion.
I'm pretty sure my kids would have to correct you on that one, if that was a tiger.
Well, it was a stretch on my part. I was trying to tie it together. All right, you're right. Right side now with it This is Kyle Nelson in the lane to Maley. His shot no good, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Morgan Park basketball.
Jim Maley again just a little short on that runner in the lane. Off the hands of Grant Johnson, out of bounds to Morgan Park.
With a dribble into the front court is Parker. There's a foul trouble that you see for both teams. Morgan Park with no foul trouble. Elodie and Forte. Neither one on the floor right now with 4 personals. They spread the floor. On the dribble is Moore, and he tried to go down low to Ingram and threw it away.
And Liddell Ingram looked out top like, what in the world was that just came at me?
He said, Arthur Moore, where were you going with that, my man? Checking out Grant Johnson. He should get a big round of applause from the faithful from Lyons Township. And in fact, for the folks who were just here checking out some great high school basketball, had to be appreciative of the effort that he's put forth in this tournament.
And number 44, Adam Lynch, came into the ball game that time for Grant Johnson, also a senior on the ball club.
So head coach Conti Stamus given some of his reserves not only a chance to play, but a chance to get some significant minutes in this third place game, and as well he should. These guys are gassed. They're in a fight probably over their head right now, and great throw for these young men to have a chance to put up a 3 just like Nelson did right there from way downtown. Shot wouldn't go in, and Maley's there for the rebound.
Well, and some of the players on the bench who haven't got much time have a little bit more energy, both physically and mentally, to compete here in the fourth quarter.
Chaput with the baseline and jumper that wouldn't go down. This is Moore, Arthur Moore with a dribble out front. Brown left wing. Brown buries a 3.
Now Brown showing his range first time here in the state tournament down in Peoria, where he's hit a 3-point shot. Most of his damage has come from in close.
Brown with a hoop now has 12 points. That's his first score here in the fourth quarter. 50-30, the advantage for Morgan Park. Baseline jumper, deep 3 on the way, and good by Lynch.
Lynch, the senior, taking advantage of his opportunity in the third place game here and not hesitating 1 minute. Knocking down that big 3-point shot.
Yeah, you like to see that. Left wing, jumper no good. And here come the Lions. Green with it out front. Down 17 points. Trying to play out the string and finish strong here in this third place game. Green thought he was going to go with a touch pass to Lynch in the baseline. Instead, Lynch went down in the block.
Touch pass to the end of the bench that time.
Exactly.
Lyons
Actually, to one of our
Township.
cameramen on that baseline. There you see the time and the score. Big advantage for Morgan Park. Left side with the dribble is Moore. In the corner there was Taylor. This is Ingram holding right way. Assistant coach, you got to mic him up, huh? That's Craig Adams still shouting instructions and getting on his guys for not making the right cuts in the offensive end.
He pretty much has a mic on. It's mine.
They're sub 17. There's 5 minutes left in the third place game, and he's still coaching like it was the first game of the year.
You got to appreciate that, though. Great effort. Always coaching, always trying to teach the players.
That shot was of Craig Adams on the Morgan Park bench. And out front with the dribble is Lynch. Right side to Green. Top of the key 3. Nelson will let it fly. In and out, no good. And Burns there for the board. This is Arthur Moore with a dribble. Looked like they may have given him a carry there. Right side, Parker. Working their offense. Get it inside. Bird with a right hand jam.
Great design play that time by the assistant coach. Tell him to cut through, and Bird was able to get the ball off a nice pass. Nice feed inside and went up strong for the dunk.
Timeout on the floor. Or we just have a substitution. 30. Well, it looks like we've got a 30-second timeout taken. We'll take a timeout, and you are tuned to the IHSA television network. right, there you see someone looking up a little something on the St. Patrick Shamrocks on this St. Patty's Day. Hey, by the way, St. Pat's really put on a heck of a game in that super section. I was at the Hinsdale Central High School for that super section. What an atmosphere. The St. Pat students going back and forth with the Lyons Township students. It was a great atmosphere, and they put on a great fight. They've got an excellent team, St. Patrick's, and gave Lyons everything they could handle, 52-48 in overtime. Lyons survived to get the victory. And we hope that you had a happy St. Patrick's Day and are enjoying a safe St. Patrick's Day evening. Jumper by Moore is good.
Moore finally got a little bit of room. He's been trying that out several times down the floor and finally got one to go.
Out front is Green inside to Lynch. His fall away wouldn't go down, but follows his own rebound. Turns, fires, fade away, good. Lynch getting a little something going.
Yeah, Lynch has not been shy once he's got in there, hit a three-pointer from the corner, tried a couple more shots, and finally got that one to go as well.
That's excellent. Adam Lynch, 6'4", 220 senior. Hadn't seen the floor in the previous games here down at the Peoria Civic Center, but making the most of his minutes here as he finishes out his senior season. And that is the good thing about this consolation third-place game, is it does give kids like that an opportunity to get a little playing time. Shot inside, no good. This is Green on a run out. Racing Moore for the layup. Green
good hustle that time by Green in transition. Off the long rebound, was able to take it coast to coast.
Holding on the left side for Morgan Park is Taylor. This is Parker with it. Arthur Moore on the right side. On the spin, comes baseline to Arnold. Assistant coach James saying, come on, pass the ball. Will you, Arthur? Well, he had a little bit saltier version of it. Out front is Arnold. This on the drive, coming down the lane. Taylor got it to go.
It's kind of like in pro football now where you have those microphones in your helmet. You got this assistant coach just right there in your ear the whole time. Very vocal.
Could be like that new football league. I won't give them any publicity, but you know what I'm talking about. They go inside, and the pass knocked out of bounds.
Both teams starting to go deeper into their bench now.
Well, this broadcast is the exclusive property of the Illinois High School Association. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of any part of these telecasts without the express written consent of the Illinois High School Association is strictly prohibited.
And a full timeout on the floor now, with both teams trying to empty their benches.
With 2 minutes left to go in this third-place game, timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. You're tuned to the IHSA television network.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
As you get a look there at the Lyons Township cheerleaders, a reminder to find out what's going on in the IHSA, click on to IHSA.org. 40 million people did last year. You can get an update on all your favorite IHSA sports. Great website. Check it out at IHSA.org.
I was on there once today.
At least once a day, get your IHSA fix in. Township, Lyons Township with a hope.
Ben Cedar, the 6'8" senior, into the ball game now with a nice little jump hook in the lane.
They cut it to 17. Right side is Jones now for Morgan Park. Parker with it on the dribble. Comes inside the lane. Spot up three. Right wing Jones on the way, wouldn't go down. Rebound fought for, coming down with it. Losing it out of bounds was Page. That's Michael Page, 6'5" junior.
Got the ball tipped from behind, but it actually went off of Page's hands out of bounds.
Into the front court with the dribble for Lyons Township is Kluber. This is Nelson, back to Kluber. Baseline feed to Cedar. Reverse hook, good, Cedar! How about Ben Cedar?
So that's that second little hook from about the waist high is where he starts that hook shot from, and 2 for 2.
They feed the post inside. They go now to Owens. Turnaround jumper over the top of everything. Weak side rebound to Lynch. Here comes Nelson on the fly. A little gallop step. Shot high off the glass. Too hard. The rebound Owens. It's intercepted now by Kluber. Baseline 3. He wants his name in the scoring column. Shot wouldn't go down, and Cedar's tip no good. He didn't waste any time popping that 3, did he, Kluber?
Now we got action at both ends. Lynch just bobbled the ball momentarily. Called for a travel. The last couple minutes of this ball game, whoever has the ball in their hands when they cross half court is usually the guy that's going to shoot it.
With a dribble into the front court now is Lawson. We get 30 seconds, as you see on your screen, left to go in this third place game. Morgan Park will be taking the third place trophy back home to Chicago. LaGrange will settle for a fourth place trophy here in this year's tournament. Into the front court, this is Lynch. Clock winding down. And Lyons Township will be inbounding to run this thing out. Again, a reminder, stay tuned. We've got the Class AA Boys Championship game coming up. Eddie Curry and Thornton, #1 team in the state, going for the victory against Schaumburg. Lynch with a 3. Well, he's been the super sub off the bench here in the fourth quarter. 2 threes and a deuce. He's got 8 points.
Ties for the leading scorer honors with Cortez Forte.
Is that unbelievable?
And Forte had to expend a little bit more energy than Lynch.
Here's a running shot at the buzzer by Parker, no good. So Morgan Park victorious over Lyons Township as they take the third place trophy back home to Chicago. And again for the Morgan Park Mustangs, Brown I show with 12, Bird with 12, and Hawkins with 9 to lead the way for Morgan Park.
Too much size inside and not enough fuel in the tank, I think, for the Lions.
I think if you told head coach Conti Stamus of Lyons Township that Adam Lynch would be tied with scoring honors with Forte at the end of the game, he knew that he was in store for a rough third place game.
Well, one or the other, he'd have a big lead or be behind by quite a bit.
Behind, Lisa Prati, our sideline reporter, has gathered the third place coach, Morgan Park's Herbert Ray. Lisa, take it away.
Coach realized it's had to be tough to come back and play for third place after playing such a great game against Thornwood earlier this afternoon.
Yes, it is. It is hard to come back and play for a third place, but you know, like I had a lot of kids that didn't play today, hasn't played in the whole tournament, and it gave me an opportunity to give them a chance to play down in the state championship, and that's what I really wanted to do this game. You know, we were a little late getting out here, but I'm glad that we were able to make it on time and play the game. And kids, I mean, just for them to play out here. I never played in the state championship, Jim. My teams never my coaches have never played in the state championship game. And I think these kids will remember this the rest of their lives, and I hope they do, you know. This is my first time down here, and I like to come back again someday, you know, but it takes a special group of kids, and I was really blessed with these kids that I had this year.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great win. Herbert Ray, head coach from Morgan Park, winning the third place title here for Class AA for 2001. Back to you, Casey.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Class act, Herbert Ray, really is. And like he said, kids were a little late getting here. They were a little upset having lost that semifinal game to Eddie Curry and Thornwood, but they got here, they put forth an effort, and as he said, he got a chance to play some of his reserves. Also a class act, Conte Stamus of Lyons Township. Tough place and position for both these teams to be in, Matt, but they both came forth with an effort here tonight, and Morgan Park goes home the winner.
Yeah, both of them do a great job with their teams. They're very well disciplined. Again, third place is more of a pride game than anything else, and Lyons, I just don't think, had enough energy after the tough loss earlier, and Morgan Park just had a little bit more talent, more athletes, more size, just kind of wore them down as the game wore on.